If you've ever wanted a practical, scientific way to understand how our mindset determines our destiny, keep watching. I'm about to share a little known fact about the way our brain works, which can transform your life completely. By the way, I'm Michael Ravenwood, and I'm an empowerment coach that throws real lightning bolts. So if you're tired of the path you're on and want the power to completely transform your life in 90 days, use my link in the bio or message me. There's a fascinating part of our brains called the reticular activating system, or RAS. Now, this is the part of our brain which filters out all of the information which we consider to be unimportant. We have to do this, right? There's like trillions of pieces of data all around us, and we really, for our own survival in particular, have to decipher exactly what's important to us. Now, the problem can arise when we think certain things are unimportant, but they're actually really important. Or when we unconsciously train our brain to focus on certain things which only keep us in the same kind of life that we've always had. I'll give you an example. Let's say your friend gets a certain kind of car, and you love this kind of car, and you're so surprised and so delighted that they have that kind of car. Then suddenly, you start noticing that car everywhere. Now, did everybody's just suddenly start getting that car? Or were those cars there all the time, and your brain has just understood that that's more important to you now? This phenomena accounts for the fact that two people can be in the same space and notice completely different things about what happens. And where this really matters to us is if we're the type of person who walks through life and sees problems everywhere. Now, a lot of us may be in that state because we've just unconsciously been programmed that way from our early life. The good news is you can retrain your brain. It's actually very fortunate that the brain has a certain kind of limitation. It has a hard time telling whether you've actually had a physical experience or something you imagine in your mind has happened. That's why if you sit there thinking about something that isn't happening in the present moment, that maybe happened in the past or you think might happen in the future, you can stress about it and have the same kind of chemicals released in your brain as if the thing is happening right now. Now, because that works in the negative direction, it also works in the positive. Thus, the technique of using a vision board or using visualization is incredibly powerful. If you put on a vision board, whether it's digital or physical, the kinds of images which represent the life that you would like to see in the future, then you can start to train your brain to look out for those kind of things. So when you see images that really make your heart sing, remember to capture them and either keep them in a folder for the creation of a vision board or put them on your computer for the creation of a montage. In the meantime, you can just adopt a daily practice of visualization. Now, first thing in the morning, just as you're arising, or last thing at night, right before you go to bed, are really good times, but you can also do it midday. It's best if you can do a little bit of breath work or meditation to get yourself in a really good state of mind prior to visualizing. But if you just close your eyes and imagine yourself in the kinds of places that you'd really love to see in the future. Imagine yourself having really beautiful relationships with those people around you. Imagine you doing the kind of work where you're doing what you love and providing value for the world and receiving remuneration, receiving payment for that. You'll begin to train your brain to notice the kinds of things in your environment which will lead you there. Now, it's especially important to feel the kinds of feelings that you're going to experience in that new place. And this is a way to understand that while there may be this objective world out there that doesn't necessarily transform when we think of things a different way, if we think of things a different way, we will change what we actually notice in our environment and we will change our fate. That's because the thing that determines our fate is not what's actually there in our environment, but what we notice, respond to, and interact with. So if you found anything in this video inspiring or you'd like to use visualization to transform your life, please use the link in the bio or message me.